Look for the back end of a shift where some opportunities are going to come from. As they work it across into Bradley. Bradley across into Wells. Wells gets pushed early into the corner. Play comes off the boards for Van den Maracker. He gets pushed wide. Back in the Wildcats on the boards. He goes wide, one-on-one. He gets stood up at the line. Follows it through, one-on-one, wide of the net. Back into County. County lets Gulliver go wide. Still with Gulliver. Gulliver snipes it through, and Marr makes that save at 16-12 on the clock. We're looking at Gulliver at that top of the circle. There's not too many better pure shooters in the league. That's where he's dangerous. You give him time, but what he can do, he'll push the defense back into the top of the circle, then you bring it across into the middle and take that shot. Still comes wide, back into the far side. Good save, big rebound. Back into Wells. Wells goes down into the corner. They go wide, back into Wildcats. Looking for that one-time shot. If they can get it away, goes through. Big save from Headley. Still a big rebound. Back into Jokinen. He's on top of the circle. Drives it down low into the corner. Moving it wide. Still wide onto the far side. Looking for the front of the net for County. They go wide. Still back down into Bullis. Back into the point. You like what Forsberg dug. He didn't spend any time on the point overhandling the puck. So on that play, 3 shots on net. Back down into the corner. Good hit down into the corner. They pick up that loose puck. Goes wide in the spat before he gets closed down by Griffiths down into the corner. Play gets pushed up as Headley pushed it wide to the far side. 10-18 remaining in this first period. Puck still inside for Forsberg. One-timer gets it through. Marr makes that save on the point for Gabai. Plu's looking for Gabai. Broken stick right now. Indian's call right now. He's without a stick, and Gabai's working him over. Still down into the corner for Norris. We're getting Tyler Plu's at the moment without a stick. Back into Gabai. Gabai looking to go short side into Lipsy. Lipsy draws it back into the corner. It's Billings on that draw. High, lofted play as it gets into skates of Kelly. Back into the play as they work it through for Wildcats. Gets it through. Blocked on the way in as they clear their lines. Still onto the far side as they come through the middle. Good work from Lewis. One-on-one. Good save from Marr on that blocker side. Back down into Bullis. Bullis has that play. They go wide. Back into the slot for Bebbers, but he gets picked up, going like a freight train through the middle of the ice. So down into the corner. Good physical matchup with Spatafor and Bebbers. Come off the boards, make that play looking for Gulliver. Gulliver will play it through the middle to Bebbers. He picks up that loose puck from Wells across into Bradley. Bradley up onto the blue line. They drive it wide, looking for Watkins one-on-one. Headley makes that save. So down into the corner for Watkins on the loose puck, back into Bradley. Bradley trying to get goal from Aaron. Owen Griffiths on that play. As they move that puck from Watkins back to Bradley, Owen Griffiths gets a tip on the way in. Milton Keynes no score. You see the replay right now as Watkins has that puck, plays it across into Bradley, and there's the deflection. Got a great look from behind the net as it works it around. Mischeck right there, comes back here from the point, and watch the stick on the way through. Owen Griffiths gets that, goes wide in front of that net for Jokin, and how he missed that. They come wide on the way through. Wildcats one-on-one on Headley to go through, and a bit of a hook, but no call. Play back into Bradley. Bradley goes wide across onto the far side. Bradley again up onto the blue line. Through again on that deflected play. Back down into the corner for Hunt. Hunt has that loose puck. They go wide onto the far side. Good work from Lewis. Lewis does well to get through wide onto the far side. This is the type of hockey you want from Lewis on that play. Hard, grinding play, using his size and strength to work the defenders. Back into Hunt at the blue line. He's got Lewis going hard. Good save from Marr. 5:17 remaining in this first period. Swindon Wildcats 1. Back into Bebbers. Bebbers drops it back into Smith. Smith up at the line, closes line. Turnover for Howlett. Howlett one-on-one on Marr. Goes wide off the post. But it's that play in the situation. You got to read the room. If you got Howlett anywhere near you, you got to make sure you get it by him. So down into the corner. Howlett again off the post again. Big shift from Mac Howlett here. But Jokinen works it through on that deflected play, and that's the play the Wildcats looking to come to again. That deflected play in front of that net. Look for Glenn Billings or Griffiths again. That's a situation that's worked for them previously. Back into Wells. Wells up at the blue line. He gets closed down by Forsberg. Now one-on-one on Headley. Goal for Aaron Nell. You don't need the red light to go on when the water bottle hits the roof by the Milton Keynes players. And watch Aaron Nell. That little bit of a chase from Forsberg. Nobody's in behind. Aaron Nell goes over the shoulder. Water bottle off the roof. You got a great look from the GoPro. When you push up on the forward, in Milton Keynes, you got two players in the same area. Aaron Nell over the shoulder. Swindon still with Forsberg. Into the slot. Big save from Headley. Big rebound again. Bit of a sword fight in front of that net. Back into Wells at the blue line. Be good if you get a good look in the replay of Headley's save there. Give me an icing call. As Jar, but it's that chip and go again. Godfrey not really expecting that long stretch pass from Watkins back down into the Swindon zone. Still down into the corner. Both teams battling for this loose puck, but Matthews again just wants this puck moved in the offensive zone. Back out to Gabai, across to Forsberg, tees it up, goes wide. Good save from Marr. But it's waved off as Watkins on that loose puck, still in behind. Back into Watkins, goes through the slot, early pickup. Good coverage on the back end. Still back in Fruth, back into Nell. Big rebound again, it comes wide. Still down into the corner, back in front of that net, looking for Howlett. Big rebound, big save from Marr. Gets him behind, Milton Keynes, big pressure here. Goes back into Plews. Plews under pressure, turns it over but recovers. Back into Gabai, back out to the point. Forsberg gets it through, good save from Marr. Back into Billings. Billings off the boards, comes across into the far side for Godfrey, through the middle. Back into Billings, goes wide across into Lipsy. Lipsy goes wide into the corner. He gets picked up on the far side. Good coverage from the Milton Keynes D with Forsberg to come over and support to help Thomas. It's still down into the corner as Milton Keynes break free. Wide on the far side across to Gabai. Gabai up onto the blue line, drives it into the corner, goes deflected wide. Play comes wide, closed down at the line by Lewis. Lewis follows that puck up, back to Bebris. Goes down into Griffiths, got Watkins going wide, back into Griffiths one time, big save from Headley. As soon as the line, but watch the footwork from Headley on this play as it goes wide. He doesn't leave his crease, and again, back tight, uses on the draw here. They come back down on the far side, gets wrapped around, and the far side gets chipped out from Howlett. Give me an icing call. When you're coming back to the goal. Back into Watkins, tees it up and goes wide. Big save, big rebound again. Headley fighting for that loose puck. Still down into the corner. Jokinen looking for the wraparound play. Marr on the post. Back into Thomas. Good play on the way through from Marr. He'll slow that play down. Both players battling for that loose puck. Back into Sayers. He loses the forecheck. Skates that puck up. Back through the middle for Billings. Back onto Bullis. Bullis up onto the blue line. Bullis on the toe drag, drives it wide. Bullis in the front of that net, goal wide. I thought that play went in, but off the crossbar. Reed Sayers had that open net. So down into the far side, picked up by County. County goes through the middle, long shift for Rossbottom here. He'll look to make a change if he can. Back into Wells, he clears his line, back onto the shift from Vielgas. He'll go one-on-one, senses the gap, one-on-one on Headley, goes wide. Headley with the blocker save. Still down into the corner. Gabai looking for the loose puck. Back into Godfrey. Godfrey through the middle for Bullis. Bullis one-on-one. Big save from Headley. Good awareness in that situation. Back into Howlett. Howlett, much like County, this is where he's dangerous. Back on the far side. Threw across into County. County at the top of the circle. Goes wide. Back into Forsberg. Forsberg gets it through down into Gulliver. Gulliver through the slot. Big rebound. Goal for Forsberg. 6:05 in the second period, 2:25. You can't leave him alone, but great look right now. You got Gulliver and Howlett in front of that net. Marr comes across, but again, nobody picks up. Both teams right now just putting a lot of pressure on each other's defense. The Wildcats pressuring Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes right there. Same thing, adjusting the forecheck. When they think they can get a puck, they'll put two men down low. Back in front of that net, good save. Goal for Vielgas as they work it through. 2:52 in the second period. To work it through, this is about speed and skill. Right now, nobody picks up that loose puck. We'll get a great look from the GoPro and behind the net. as the play comes across here. Nobody follows him through, but this is skill right now. On the stick, off your skate, back onto your stick, puts that one away. Good Howlett's got some wheels going through the middle, and the Wildcats just take his space away. Stood on the line for Gulliver, a bit of a sword fight from both teams, and Watkins comes through into Howlett, goes wide, one-on-one, goal for County from Howlett at 1:17. Blue line, but when it's Howlett and it's County, you can put the red light on. As it comes wide, he brings the defenseman over, goes short side across into County, puts the puck away. Great look from the GoPro, but if you watch County on the far side, nobody picks him up. Wells has got to come across, leaves County, and County goes over. Still down into the corner. Both teams battling for this loose puck. They come wide. Van den Bracker on the support play, but again, Forsberg again just up at the line, comes across into Bielgas, plays it across into Van den Bracker, but he doesn't have that drop pass away. Comes back through, goes back, goal for Bielgas as they work it through. Nobody picks him up, but this is just about graft and grind. Outworks Martelli going through to the front of the net and just follows that play up. Doesn't matter what league you play in, you can't defend like that in your own zone. As they work it through, but Bielgas goes wide, but two players, stick checking doesn't work in your own zone. Goes back in the net off the face-off, looking to go across into Wells. Bielgas back into Wells. Wells across the Van den Bracker off the post, big rebound. Play comes back into Forsberg. Forsberg has the puck. Plays it down onto the line, looking for Jokinen on that play as the Wildcats dropped right back. Cross into Wells, good stick from Hunt at the point. 25 seconds on the PK. Cross on the Griffiths, Griffiths goes wide. One-timer goes through, goes wide. Headley got a glove on it. Griffiths has it. Griffiths, good stick on the way through from County. That's where you have to be aware. County at the point as he breaks free. County goes through with Norris going to the front of the net. Through into Norris. Good to goal for Milton Keynes. Jordan County at the blue line. You're playing the dicey game at the blue line on the PK. They turn the puck over. Bad turnover, but nobody picks up Norris as he goes through. Good hands, good skill. Swindon Wildcats 4, Milton Keynes Lightning 3. But it's the play as they break it through. Norris goes right through, but it's a double-handed play. Goes around Bradley, but it's the play at the... Back into Wells. Wells turns that puck over to Hunt, but the puck gets outside. Back into Sayers. Sayers just got Billings. He's also got Bullis on the far side. Bullis, big save from Headley at 15:29. Still inside the line. Griffiths looking for that loose puck. Spatafor closes him down. Back still into the line for Watkins, loses his line, back into Gabai. Gabai short side off the crossbar. And Norris up top. They move the puck quick, looking for that quick shot off the face-off if they can. Back into Norris, tees it up, good save from Marr. Back into Martelli. Forsberg right now, absolute nightmare for the Wildcats defenders. Back into Martelli, back into Hunt, goes wide. Fans on that shot. Rene Mars without a stick at the moment. Back down into Wells, across into the far side for Griffiths. He goes down into the corner, and Headley has to let that one ride. Back out in front, comes back across into Plews. Plews doesn't have to get it free. Big rebound, comes through across into Headley. He comes across into Norris. Norris goes cross-ice into Howlett. Howlett's got County in behind him. Down into Howlett. Howlett looking for the wraparound if he can get it there. Back into Howlett, back into Spatafor. He's got a lot of time right now. Walks it all the way through. Spatafor driving it to the crease. Down into the corner for Bebris. Bebris has the puck back into Nell. Nobody's picked up Gabai in the slot. Dangerous situation. Wildcats overloaded behind the net. Back into Forsberg. Tees it up on the way through. Big rebound. All the way through. Swindon Wildcats goal for Aaron Nell. 1:37 remaining in this third period. Now everybody's behind the blue line. They have the puck. Nobody picks up Gabai on that play, and Aaron Nell rolls the dice. Headley out of the net. Extra attacker for Milton Keynes. Back out at the point for Spatafor. Drives it through. Big rebound. Marr covers the puck up. Still battling for the loose puck. Back into Gabai. Back across down into the corner for Godfrey. Godfrey and Spatafor, they've been going at it. Spec for Spatafor. He's looking for somebody. Still battling in front of that net. Good save on the way through, and that's going to bring an end to the game at the Link Center.